There's a strange moment in a person's life when they stop chasing and something else begins. It's not about giving up. It's not about laziness or indifference. It's a shift. When desire falls away, not because it failed, but because it's no longer needed, the things once out of reach begin to find you, not by force, not by manipulation, but by resonance. This is not fantasy, my friend, this is a frequency. And it's available to those who are ready to return to who they really are. I want to talk today about the energy of not needing it as the most attractive force in this universe. But firstly, let's talk about the energy of desire so we can understand why the energy of not needing anything is the most powerful. Desire is not wrong. You were built to long for more. But unbalanced desire creates friction, tension, and resistance. Imagine a magnet with reversed polarity. The harder it pushes, the more it repels. This is what happens when desire becomes obsession. It signals to life, I'm incomplete, I lack. And the universe, natural in its wisdom, mirrors the message back. This is not punishment, it's a reflection. You see a bigger gap between wanting and receiving, because your fundamental energy is not having it. And wanting something signals, I don't have it yet. And because the universe speaks the language of the feeling in the present moment, it can't come to you if your fundamental energy is not having it. I will give you one example of a man who desperately needs a job. He studies, rehearses, visualizes, but he radiates panic. He doesn't get the offer. A month later, when he's calm and just trying something new, he walks into an interview with lightness, not having this feeling anymore, I have to get a job. He kind of let go of that need as some time passed by. No pressure, just presence, just being himself. And he gets hired on the spot. Same person, different energy. Life did not reward effort. It responded to alignment. Now, I want to talk about need versus wholeness, because we all have certain needs. But at the same time, there's a part of us that could be awakened that feels whole. It's still us, but a different energy. Everything in nature flows from abundance. The sun doesn't rise hoping for validation. Trees don't stretch toward the sky because they're insecure. They grow because it is their nature. When you stop believing you're lacking, the need to get becomes the joy of expressing. From this space, your wholeness begins to pull things in. I will give you another example so this can become more relatable. A woman tries to manifest a partner. She journals, visualizes, says affirmations, but her core belief still stays, I am alone. One day she gets exhausted of all this trying. She stops doing that and starts living. Joins classes, starts working out, travels a little bit, laughs, without any agenda, just living her life. That's when someone enters her life. Not because she gave up on that intention, but because she came home to herself. She started living again. And then life started supporting her with what she intended at the first place. So let's see what desire with detachment then truly means, because the secret is not kill your desires. It is to desire with non-attachment. Desire like a musician who plays for the joy of sound, not to impress the crowd. Want what you want, but hold it gently. Let the flame warm you, not burn you. So what does it mean? I will give you another example of an artist, as I'm an artist and today I'm sharing one of my paintings with you. An artist tries for years to make it. Commissions are few, self-doubt grows, like, maybe my work is just not good enough. One day, he gives permission to paint without pressure, just for himself. His new work is raw, more honest, more alive. He posts it without strategy, and suddenly it goes viral. The world came to him when he stopped trying to conquer it. And that's something I've experienced on my journey with art as well. Like when I've noticed that certain painting was more successful, for example, on Instagram, I tried to do one similar one, and then that second one was not successful at all. The first one was spontaneous, the second one was a copy. And through that, I've learned that authentic work is spontaneous work. It's not pretending, it's not copying. It's just done out of flow. And when things are done out of flow, they are very magnetic. Maybe not immediately, but eventually. There's the frequency of wholeness in things that are done through flow and authentically. You have already manifested countless things without effort, maybe food, conversations, or certain random moments. Just think about what you have, and that is you're almost taking it for granted, like a breath. You don't need it, you don't desire it, you just have it, and it flows to you. Maybe you already have money, you don't need it, you don't desire it, it just flows to you. See how hard it's to make something that you desire right now, when you almost fight with a way to make it happen. While when you let it go, an idea finds you that if you initiate it, you just naturally come to that opportunity. So why those opportunities come? Why those things that we make so effortlessly come? Because you weren't gripping them. They were natural to you, normal, uncharged. When you want something so badly, you distort its meaning. You place it on a pedestal and you lower yourself. But when you see your desires as ordinary, your energy becomes extraordinary. And the universe says, oh, you're finally ready. I will give you another example here. A man needed a new place to live but couldn't find anything affordable. He stressed for weeks, made calls, searched constantly, and maybe some of you may find yourself doing something like that. Eventually, he let go. He told a friend, I will stay with you for a week or maybe two while I figure it out. 2 days later, the same friend hears about an available apartment, quiet, beautiful, and affordable. It wasn't that the apartment appeared, it's that the man finally became open enough to see it. That very similar story happened to me when I've started this journey. Me and Maya, my partner, were living at a place where we truly wanted to move out. And for some time we were searching for options, but most of the options were too expensive for us back at that time. So at some point we quitted on that idea. And then one day I met a guy that we later became friends. And he said to us, hey, I have a place It just we just need to renovate it, and if you would be willing to live there, I can offer you a very good price. And then in 1 month they managed everything, renovated everything, and we came there and he asked us like how much we are willing to pay for it. So everything aligned completely when we let go of the need to find it out. So it was an intentional thing, like we want to move, but then we stopped urging it and forcing it to happen. So the point here is wholeness and alignment creates magnetism, because wholeness is magnetic. When you're not forcing something, you are in you. You're not trying to stretch yourself outside of you. You stay in you and you trust that life will give you the guidance. You set an intention, you focus on living your life, and then things align with you. And it is the energy of wholeness, and people can feel it. Life responds to it. When you are whole, you don't need anything to complete you. And that is what makes you the most attractive force in the room. Detachment isn't cold, it's warm and free. It says, I love this, but I don't require it to be myself. And the universe, hearing that frequency, responds not with pity, but with precision. This is not, about being passive at all. There's kind of a balance between awareness and responsibility. So you still show up, you still do the work, you still build, you still sometimes force a little bit and try something. But you become aware of the patterns. You notice when you do something out of alignment, like when something feels right and when you do too much of it, when you try to force, or when you wait, or when you become a bit impatient. So your action comes from clarity, not craving. This is big here. Your action comes from clarity, not craving. Just ask yourself how many times you do something out of a need for result, out of a need for an outcome, instead of clarity, out of, inspiration, just for doing that, because you love doing that, because you want to do that. You see, from within will always come some kind of a pull if you notice it. And if you follow it, it's already a voice of that future where you've manifested the desire. You don't run after things hoping they will fix you. You walk your path already whole, which doesn't mean that you're fixed or any of that. You just know that at this present moment, you are divinely perfect as you are. And as you walk your path, you just become better, more skillful and wiser. This is wholeness. Life already gave you everything. You may feel, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy. This is not really you. These are old whispers, old thoughts from the past, because the world told you you need to be something else than you are. When you embrace yourself, you notice that you are already divinely perfect. This is not some positive thinking. This is energy, my friend. When you step into you, once again back into you, and notice what's the difference between this honest, inner, intuitive thoughts and some old whispers of hurt people. You notice the difference in energy. And that's when you start walking your path already whole. Manifestation is not about waiting, it's about aligning. The energy must shift before the outcome can arrive. Otherwise, you will receive it and still feel empty. And it happens to many people who actually manifest great lives. Like, we may all know some of these people. Or maybe you've noticed that in your life, manifested things you always wanted but still feeling empty. So it may happen. When you desire nothing, the world will seek to give you everything. Not because you tricked the universe, but because you remembered you are it. And what belongs to itself always returns home. So it doesn't mean don't have desires. May desires turn in intentions, and may intentions turn into some callings, like inner pulls towards something, not to achieve it or to accomplish it, but to become the source of it for others. Like if you want more money, maybe become the source of it and start giving more of it to others. Doesn't matter how big or small. When you lack love, become the source of love and start giving love to others. Doesn't matter how big or small. If you lack feeling sin, make other people sin. Doesn't matter how big or small. If you lack feeling appreciated, start appreciating others. Doesn't matter how strongly or weakly. And just train this sense of wholeness, being the source of life, because that's who you are. You are the source of life. And more you return back into this source and cultivate the energy of it, that is the energy of wholeness, more things will start flowing back to you, because you remembered who you are, and what belongs to the source always returns back to the source. My friend, if you found great value in today's message, subscribe, sit with it, rewatch it when you forget about what we've talked today, and know that you were never lacking. You only believed you were. Reframe that belief. When you have a thought, oh, I lack money because I need to pay bills. Well, change that. Of course you need to pay bills. Of course you will need a certain amount of money. But rather ask yourself, have you done what the source would do in this situation? If the source embodied in your body, as that's who you truly are, would be in your body right now, how that source would treat this situation. So you shift from scarcity to abundance of the source. And think from the source, think from the universe. The universe doesn't care what you want or what you need. It only listens to your frequency. Your frequency is that core feeling, your core thoughts, your core beliefs, all these emotional thoughts that you experience. Now return back to the source, as you are the source, and notice where you feel pulled, what you feel inspired to do, what you feel passionate about to do. You may notice there's many things you've been putting aside out of fear or scarcity because you thought that you need to control something. But actually, everything is already under some kind of divine control. And only when you move back into the frequency of the source, you will see what these words truly mean. So, my friend, once again, I hope you found great value, and I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting. I'm an artist, as I mentioned before, and you can find my paintings if you want to support this work and buy my paintings on AttractPassion.com. You will find prints of my art, original paintings, and so much more. So go and check it out. The link is also in the description of this video. And till next time, one love.